Hi everybody, today I'm going to attempt to make chicken divine. I've never made it before, and one of my lovely ladies on my Facebook group mentioned it as a great casserole to take to a potluck. And like I said, I've never tried it, so I thought, why not make this this week? It's still a little hot, but I've got my oven on already, so I figured I would add another casserole. Okay, so what do I have going here? Yeah, you can see. Okay. I have chicken in my skillet cooking. I took 2 chicken breasts and I cut them in half through the center, and I put some SPG on them, but you can put salt, pepper, and garlic on it if you have that. And I just sprinkled some on the chicken, so they are cooking right up, as you can see, all nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those off. We are going to set them on a cookie. I'm going to set them on my cutting board, and you leave them out for about 5 minutes to cool down. And then we're going to cut those up into little cubes, and they will be all ready to put into my casserole dish. Okay, so next thing, I also have rice made. You needed 2 cups of rice. So what I did is I put it in my microwave in my steamer, and I made that. I'm not sure if I have room here to bring that out at the moment. It's all cooked in there. I take 1 cup of rice and I add 2 cups of liquid. I put it in the steamer, and it takes about 12 minutes in my microwave. My microwave is a fast, high wattage microwave. So the next thing you need to make is a roux. Now, I will tell you, this recipe, when I looked at it first, it called for a can of mushroom soup, and you can go that route. I don't buy canned soup. That's just my choice. So I had to find an alternative recipe, and I found this one. So the first thing we're going to do is take 3 tablespoons of butter and melt it in a pan. So while that's melting, we're going to get our kind of soup ready. So you're going to be using 2 cups of milk. So what I do instead of buying canned soup is I use my own. This called for chicken bouillon paste, which again you can use. I'm going to use our Nourish broth, which I absolutely love, and it's chicken based. So for every teaspoon and a half, you add a cup of liquid. So we're going to have 2 cups of milk. So we're going to need 3 teaspoons of this Nourish broth. So I'm going to add this right to my milk. So it's in there. 1, 2, 3. I have to count out loud because I will get thinking and forget how much I actually put in. So that's our Nourish broth. I'm going to whip that up. You can use a whip or you can use a fork. Oh, the other thing it called for was broccoli. I got a head of broccoli, and I also steamed that in my microwave. And you can steam it on your stove or however you like to steam things. Okay, so that's added. So my butter is coming to it's all melted and it's getting hot here. So we're going to, now my recipe calls for cornstarch. I'm going to use cornstarch because that's what the recipe calls for. 1/4 cup of it. And you add it to your butter and you stir it. Keep stirring it because you're going to make a nice paste and you don't want any lumps in it. Now, in my own recipes, I add flour is what I add, not cornstarch, but it's what it calls for. So we'll follow this part of the recipe, if not all of it. So you're going to make that into a paste. Now I made a paste, and actually it could be thicker. It really could be thicker. I may have used too much butter. That was just me. There goes my oven. You have to see what's in my oven. I'm going to show you. Okay, this is, where's my other oven mitt? This is feta pie, and you will have seen my cooking class on feta pie. And just so you know, I do 2-3 cooking classes at once, and give me more time. Oh boy, that looks good. What do you think? Feta pie, yum! I can't wait to try that. So I'm going to skip that back. I gotta move this pan. Great. So I just wanted you to know my chicken that's sitting over here, I did use it to cut raw chicken, but then I washed it. Don't forget, don't put your cooked and your raw on the same thing. Okay, so my sauce is thickening up. And what we're going to add to that is my first cup of milk. And I need to add 2 cups of milk. I'm not going to turn my oven off because I need it for this. What do I cook this at? I think it's 350. Let me check here. Yeah, 350 for 30 minutes. Oh, the house is hot. But I want to get this done, turn the oven off, and get the house cooled down. All right. Okay, so I have my milk in there. You can add your milk gradually to thicken it up a little bit. I threw it all in. I know I was talking, not thinking. And you just keep stirring it till it thickens, and it should thicken in no time. And then we will add another cup of milk. So I want to get my rice, and I want to cut my chicken up. So the rice is hot, very hot. You can use any kind of rice, as in white rice or brown rice, whatever you want. Let me show you my rice. So this had a lid on it. I just took it off. My rice is all cooked, ready to go. And you only need 2 cups. I have more than that, but I tend to make my casseroles a little bit bigger so they go further. Won't hurt. So let's get this chicken sliced up while we're waiting for that sauce to thicken. I need my knife. We're just going to chop up the chicken. We're going to chop it into cubes. Oh, she's still hot. Of course she's hot. She's in the skillet. So just cook your chicken up into little cubes, however big you want. Ooh, hot. Let her cool down some here. There we go. Ooh, we're going to add a bunch of spices to that milk over there too. I make this roux for a lot of things, just for a white sauce, a cheddar sauce to go on top of broccoli. I make it to make my fettuccine sauce. I just change up the spices in it. But again, I use butter and milk, and you generally use the same amount of butter as you do milk, and you just make sure it goes into a paste, and then you add your liquid. Now I have added cream when I'm making a fettuccine. I have added a chicken, like we're doing chicken broth with just water. If I'm making a pie and I want to make a chicken pie, sometimes I'll use milk, sometimes I'll use water in a soup base. What else do I use it for? My dog is sitting here looking at me. He's hoping, very hoping, that I drop a piece of chicken. Anyway, my chicken's all cut up. You can cut it, like I said, as small as you want. And I can hear my milk over there. Okay, so it is thickening up. Don't leave it alone, because if you do, it will stick on the bottom. You got to keep stirring it, and that will prevent it from sticking. I'm hoping this thickens up and doesn't take too long. So you're going to put everything into a casserole dish. Now, I didn't grease that casserole dish, and I'm thinking we should. I don't think it asked me to do that, did it? All right, we're going to grease that. Now, you can grease it with, I just use butter. I use butter for everything. I don't have margarine. You could use, I suppose you could use a little bit of oil. Okay, so this is thickening up, right? See how that is thickening up into a nice thick paste? All right, so once it gets thick, you add more milk. There, nice and thick. Okay, so I'm going to add the last cup of my milk. I'm only going to add a half, so it doesn't take so long to go thick. And then I will add the other half. So stir it in. Let's add some spices to that before we butter that dish. Okay, so for spices, this called for onion powder and garlic. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my minced garlic and my onion. Your minced garlic, so half a teaspoon, is the same as an onion. Right. Were you listening to me? Half a teaspoon is the same as a thing of garlic. All right, so it did ask for half a teaspoon, and I'm going to do the same with the toasted onion. You could actually use an onion if you wanted, but I'm going to use half a teaspoon of either. Put it in there. It asks for diced parsley, doesn't it? Freshly ground black pepper, salt, and yeah, and a quarter teaspoon of parsley. And I just happen to have some on hand. Put that in. Oh, we're going to add plain yogurt to this, but I'll wait because I want it to cool down a little bit. Okay, so let's get this hot, thick, and you can add plain Greek yogurt or you can add mayonnaise. I'm going to add my yogurt because I want to keep it on the healthier side, and curry powder. All right, so I just want to check my recipe. So I added the onion powder, the garlic, asked for, okay, it does call for black pepper and salt, but I think that was just for putting on your chicken. Yeah. Add the spices, spoon over the chicken, and cook it at 354. I think it was 30 minutes, wasn't it? All right, so I'm going to add the last half a cup of my milk in there and let it thicken. So I want to put curry powder in there. I'm going to put a little bit of SPG in there just to make sure everything has a little bit of salt and pepper in it. I just shake it on. Okay, and it calls for curry. So I had some curry on me. I need 1 teaspoon of curry. 1 teaspoon. Okay, add that in there. Lots of flavor in this. Ooh, it tastes so good. Now, we assemble it in lemon juice. Okay, so the lemon juice goes in there too. All right, I'm gonna add the curry up and 2 teaspoons, right, of lemon juice. So I already squeezed my lemon. It's here. I'm gonna pour that in. Make sure my curry is there. I love the yellow color. It's starting to thicken, and we're gonna add in some mayo. All right, what a nice sauce. I'm thinking my mother maybe made this one time, but I haven't, our kids and I haven't had it, so I'm really, really looking forward to eating this. All right, so we're gonna pour some yogurt in there. Now I use Greek, you could just use normal. I usually only have Greek in the house for plain. I have lots of other kinds. Okay, we'll add that up. Oh, makes it nice. Oh, this looks so good. Smells like heaven. So it's a nice sauce. So I'm gonna pull that over. All right. So then we're gonna make the dish up. So for your dish, you're going to put the rice on the bottom. Ah, I want to grease it, don't I? I want to grease my pan. Don't forget, because that rice I think would stick. So you could put tin foil on the bottom or parchment paper if you prefer. Whatever you think would work best for you. I'm going to grease it with butter, and I don't believe it said that in the recipe, so maybe it won't stick, but I don't want to be the one that's got to clean this dish. It does stick, so let's get the butter on there. All right, then we're going to pour our rice on it. So let's get some rice. I need to, oh, there we go. Rice. My chicken could be smaller. All right, where's my rice? Right here. Okay, so it calls for 2 cups of rice. 2 to 3 cups of rice. So, okay. Yeah, I see no reason why I can't add that in there. Then we're going to put the chicken in. So, just make sure my chicken is small enough. And then we're going to spoon the sauce over top. So I'm going to mix some chicken in there. Right. And, whoa, my kitchen is so small. But at least I have a kitchen, right? And lots of food to cook in it. That's what matters. We have wonderful meals in here. All right, so there's my chicken. And then you're going to spoon over top your sauce. And then it cooks in the oven. Okay, I poured it on. I know I told you to spoon it over. All right, so just take all your sauce out there. All of Now there's many different recipes. Like I told you, there's ones with mushroom soup. The mushroom soup certainly would save you making the sauce, cutting back on time. But I'm more than happy with this. And I'm just going to pop this in the oven, cook it for 30 minutes, and then I'll share with you how it turned out. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed that class. That's another new recipe for us to try and a great one for this fall. Okay, buddies, please, please comment below if you enjoyed this class and if you want to learn some new ideas. Thanks, everybody.